kangaroo sprite. The story of my code is I wanted the kangaroo sprite to hop forward like a real kangaroo would, and so I used a repeat statement which repeats 5 times to make the kangaroo hop forward 5 times, and every time the repeat block runs, it plays a pop sound and moves 30 steps, and then it changes the Y of the kangaroo by +20, waits for a while, and then changes it again by -20 to give the appearance of a hop. I think that's where I had some trouble implementing it, was trying to figure out how to give the appearance of a hop essentially. And so what I did was I basically just changed the Y coordinates momentarily, and then changed them back to sort of replicate a hop. And so moving on to the grasshopper, I used a similar implementation here, but this time it only repeats 2 times, which I think is more realistic for a grasshopper. And so if we were to run the code, you can see the kangaroo hops forward 5 times, and the grasshopper hops forward 2 times each time it's clicked. So yeah, and so moving on to the bee sprite. So for this, we were tasked with getting the bee to move around in a circle. And so how I did this was I used a repeat statement which runs 8 times, and every time it runs, so first it plays the buzz sound, and then it switches the costume to the first one. Then it turns 45 degrees and waits for a while, and then switches the costume again. Then it moves 30 steps, waits again, switches the costume, waits again, and switches the costume again. And this makes the bee go around in a circle because every time the repeat statement runs, it turns 45 degrees. And because 45 times 8 is 360, the bee essentially moves around in a circle and returns back to starting position. So if we were to click on the bee sprite, you can see that it's going around in a circle, and it essentially ends up back where it started. So yeah, I think that's where I had the most trouble implementing this, was again figuring out how to make the bee go around in a circle. And I feel like to come up with that logic, you sort of have to have some knowledge of like angles, like circles. You have to know that a circle is like 360 degrees, and so yeah. So that's it for my code.